open it up for Scott Servais. Ryan in the front.
Are you going to do your normal?
No, I'm not going to do my normal one, Ryan, because we got all kinds of people here. So go ahead.
Scott, I think we kind of saw why you guys went out and got Luis Castillo, but just how much did that dominant performance and just the way he started the game put you guys at ease a little bit? I mean, he just and also, how difficult is it to hit 99 miles per hour with that much movement?
Yeah, obviously when we acquired Luis Castillo, I was as excited as anybody because I know the talent and getting to know the player and the personality and how he was wired. You could clearly see early on he's wired for these moments. You know, when it's on the line, in the biggest on the biggest stage in the crazy environment. So being able to put him out there today, it was a no-brainer for me. And then you take his talent on top of that. You know, it's a 98, 99 mile an hour fastball that's sinking and cutting and running, and wow, some kind of performance by him. But you know, it's something we talked about. You know, when you go to the trade deadline, you're trying to acquire players that'll get you over the hump, so to speak, or be difference makers. They're hard to find. They really are. But you know, the combination of stuff and makeup and being around him, you know, the first couple of weeks I was around him, it was clear to see that it's how he's wired. And I couldn't be any more proud of him and the effort he gave us today and our whole team. That's how we have played all year long. You know, we belong here. We really do. Our team believes it, and getting off to the start in the game today in a very challenging environment. We knew that coming in, but we talked about it. I thought we handled it very well today.
Hey, Scott, we're at a point of the season where these starting pitchers have made 30-plus starts, running upon 200 innings or so, and you maybe wonder how guys are going to hold their stuff throughout a start. He didn't just hold his stuff to the very end. The velocity ticked up, the movement on the sinker. It sort of seems like if he was amped up, he channeled that into all the right things today.
He really did. The key to the ball game was, you know, he was in control of the strike zone the entire time. And people that have been around the Mariners for a while understand that it's become our mantra. We controlled the zone. We dominated the zone today. He got ahead in the count, which allowed him to get deep in the game. It got them into swing mode because, you know, what are you going to wait around for? If you look around, you're going to be behind in the count. So credit to Luis. He was in total command today. And the stuff did tick up. It's ticked up since we acquired him. He's throwing harder now than he ever has. And like I said earlier, he enjoys being on the big stage.
Left side in the back.
And Scott, the two times that couple of guys on, it's Guerrero and then it's Bichette gets out of those jams. What'd you see there?
I thought we talked about it. You know, he was able to slow it down, stay in the moment, understanding that all these games come down to about 2 or 3 at-bats throughout the course of the game. You just have to recognize where they are at. And it was clear where we were at in those moments. So I thought our catcher did an outstanding job today. Can't give enough credit to Cal Raleigh in the pitch calling, mixing it up, going back and forth, mixing enough sliders in there to keep them on us. You know, it was awesome what he did behind the plate today. So those guys worked very well together. It was fun to watch. And, again, it all goes back to dominating the strike zone, and that's what he did today.
In the front row on your left, Scott.
What was the game plan against Manoah, and what impressed you most about your team's first inning?
I think the game plan against Manoah, I mean, he's thrown very well. He's had an outstanding season. He threw well against us last time. He's got the good sinker. He had a really good breaking ball today. Maybe not as good a changeup as what we saw last time out, but he's a very good competitor. So I knew it wasn't going to be easy. The big at-bats early in the first inning were huge. You know, Gino Suarez all year long has been that guy for us. And, you know, huge double down in the corner. And Cal Raleigh, as that at-bat worked through it, you know, the 3-2 at-bat is very similar to the home run he hit about a week ago today. He got a good pitch. He didn't miss it. Cal's been on fire. Not so much with hits, but with homers. And home runs really, they make a difference in the postseason. And that's what we saw today.
Back in the middle.
Hi, Scott. You just touched on Eugenio Suarez just now. I just wanted to ask you his contribution throughout the year. How big has it been? And he just said to me before the game that you guys were just going to execute the plan. You were going to force anything, and you in the first inning just got what you wanted. So how big was that?
Yeah, Gino has been awesome all year long. And I think the thing that stands out with me with Gino is he's a really good player, no question. He's got power. He's the one that hit more home runs than basically anybody in the league in the last 5 years. And kind of an unknown name for a guy who's done all he's done in the game offensively. But the thing that stands out for me with Gino, he is every day the same guy. He's not riding the wave. And that is critical when you play a season like we play, as long as we play, as many ups and downs as we have. He has been the kind of the one, just the standard in our clubhouse. And he's coachable. Even the guy that's been around the league as much as he has, his defense has improved. He's made adjustments at the plate. It's a credit to him. It doesn't matter, get better. He is focused on getting better. Doesn't matter what he's done in the past, and he's really the epitome of that.
Anybody else? Ryan in the front.
It won't go a lot of highlights, but the play by Mitch to cut the ball off and get the ball in and limit Springer to a single, and then JP making the dive and stop in that inning to kind of keep 90 feet away from them. How big is that, and how important is that? You guys have preached, not giving up the extra bases and outs all season.
Yeah, our guys were locked in on every pitch today, as they should be in a playoff game. But pitching and defense, I think we lead the league in the least amount of errors made. I thought a key play in the game was the start of the double play in the second inning by Gino Suarez on kind of a tough, slow-rolling hop. He had to be aggressive, come get it. It's what Perry Hill talks about all the time. Ball hits dirt, come get it. He did it, and it paid off. But the diving plays that JP made, the cutting the balls off, all those things in these games are critical. Just to keep it at 90 feet, keep the double play in order. Our guys were locked in today, and that's how we play. When we're in our game, playing our game, that's what we do, and we executed it just perfectly today.
All right. Thanks, Scott.
Yep, thank you.
All right, we'll open it up for Luis Castillo and his interpreter, Freddie Llanos. Right in the middle and the front.
Luis, we saw just a huge uptick in velocity and stuff. How much of that was adrenaline? How much of that was just taking in the moment and, just this opportunity to pitch in the playoffs?
Luis, miramos un aumento en velocidad y en tus picheos. ¿Qué tanto fue eso, la adrenalina que tenías o solo el momento que estabas viviendo?
Bueno, como anterior he dicho, la fanaticada en estas situaciones de juego, estos tipos de juegos, la energía es un poco más intensa, pero como he dicho yo anterior, cuando yo voy al montículo, yo voy a dar lo mejor que yo tengo en mi corazón para ayudar más al equipo lo más que yo pueda.
I've said it before, the fans, the energy in that moment give me that little extra boost when I'm up there. And like I said before, whenever I go up in the mound, I'm going to give everything that I have in my heart and my body to give the best that I can.
Back left.
Luis, además está decir que tu actuación hoy fue impecable. ¿Recuerdas otro momento donde hayas estado, el comando de tus picheos estuviese de esta manera en un momento tan importante? ¿Recuerdas alguna situación en la que haya tocado estar así o sientes que hoy fue una de las mejores actuaciones de tu carrera?
Bueno, hoy fue una de las mejores, sí, por la situación que estamos en los playoffs. Pero recuerdo que yo le piché a los Yankees cuando vine aquí a los Marineros y fue un juego de mucha intensidad también, pero hoy fue un juego bastante intenso. Gracias a Dios por el repertorio que nos ayudó a hacer hoy y por eso estamos aquí.
So the question was, do you remember there was a lot of movement in your pitches? Do you remember another situation or where you had a similar outcome like that? And the last time that I remember was when we were facing the Yankees. That was a big game for me, and this was something similar to here, where it was a big moment, and just my pitch was working.
Luis, the two times Guerrero and Bichette got up with runners on base, he threw it looked like the sinker, and it had a ton of run in on their hands. Were you trying to do that? It looked like it started outer half and just ran right in on their hands. Were you trying to just get it in on their hands, or is that just a natural movement, and you just throw it and hope it does that?
Luis, cuando te enfrentaste a Bichette y a Guerrero, parecía que en tu sinker estaba moviéndose como hacia sus manos. ¿Ese es el movimiento que estabas buscando o nomás es el movimiento que sucedió en ese momento?
Bueno, eso pasa cuando usted tira un lanzamiento con intensidad y con la mente positiva de que el lanzamiento va a ser el movimiento que usted quiere. Pero yo pude agarrar la pelota como debe de ser, la recta de dos costuras y y tirarla lo más duro que yo pueda y por eso tuvo ese buen movimiento.
So the movement is when the conviction of what you throw when you throw it with intensity, and that's what I do. You know, with my positive mentality, and when I go up there, I do pitch it, and that's what happens when I throw it and throw with a lot of conviction and confidence in that pitch. It takes that movement.
Okay, well, back on the left here, Arash.
Just wondering, in those two instances against Bichette and Guerrero, what's the kind of mindset in that moment for you?
En esas dos instancias contra Bichette y Guerrero, ¿qué pasa por tu mente? ¿Qué mentalidad tienes cuando enfrentas a ellos?
Bueno, no solamente a ellos. Tú sabes que cuando aquí en Grandes Ligas, cada bateador, cada jugador está aquí porque es bueno. Entonces yo pongo en mi mente, si tú eres bueno, yo soy bueno también. Y por eso que mi mente siempre está positiva y hago el buen trabajo.
It's not just them two. It's every batter. I mean, this is the majors leagues, and the reason they're here is because they're good. But my mentality always is, if you're good, so am I. And that's the mentality I've carried when I'm up there.
In the middle on the right.
Luis, how much did it help to have a 3-0 lead before you even stepped out onto the mound for the first time?
¿Qué tanto te ayudó a tener la ventaja ya de 3-0 antes de que ni siquiera te subieras a la lomita?
Bueno, bastante bien, ya que tengo en la mente de que mi equipo está ganando y voy al montículo con más energía a dar lo mejor que yo tengo para así tener la victoria, que gracias a Dios la tuvimos hoy. Pero cuando me subo a la lomita, yo trato de tirar el picheo lo más duro que yo pueda y la localización para que sea bien.
It was very good, you know, going up there and having that lead on us, knowing that our team is doing good. And that gives me that little extra energy when I go on the mound. But like I said before, when I go on that mound, I'm going to go and throw as hard as I can, and hopefully the location is where I want it.
In the middle.
Luis, just how much of a weapon is that two-seamer to right-handed hitters, and especially a team like that with so many right-handed hitters?
¿Qué tan importante es esa de dos costuras hacia bateadores que batean derecho?
Bueno, es muy importante porque es una recta de dos costuras que empieza en medio y termina en las manos del bateador. Es un picheo que, gracias a Dios, he podido controlar y por eso que ha tenido buenos resultados como lo tuvimos hoy.
I mean, it's a very important pitch, the two-seamer. You know, it starts off in the middle and then goes towards their hand. It's something I've been worked on throughout the years, and it's something that I was able to develop, and it's very important.
Hola Luis, pichaste más de 7 innings, muchos picheos. ¿Cómo se siente tu brazo y tu cuerpo después de una jornada tan larga para ti y tan exitosa?
Bueno, lo importante es que estoy saludable. Gracias a Dios salí del partido con el pie derecho, como decimos nosotros, y que eso es muy importante para mí, saludable y ready para la otra actuación.
He asked that he pitched 7 innings and a lot of pitches. How's your body feeling today? Luis responds that I feel good. The most important thing is that we're healthy, and that we are ready to pitch again.
Anything else for Luis? All right. Thank you, Luis. Thank you,
Yep.
Freddie. That will